Hello Year 2s, today we're going to be looking at telling the time. I have a plastic clock that I'm going to use and you'll see that in the video. You could make a paper plate clock or use the interactive one that I've put in the link. Here's our first task for today. Look at the clock, what time does it show? So that problem was showing us this time. If we have a look at the clock to make sure that we're reading it properly, we need to look at this hand first. This is our long hand, this is the minute hand. When it's pointing to the 12, we say o'clock. The shorter hand is the hour hand, and this is pointing to 8. So we would read this time as 8 o'clock. Our next problem here. What time do Emma and Ravi go to bed at night? Have a look at the clocks and see if you can read the time. Let's have a look at Emma's bedtime first. So we can see that our big hand, our minute hand, is still pointing at 12. So we say this is o'clock. Our hour hand is pointing towards the 9. So we would read this time as 9 o'clock. Ravi's bedtime is a little bit different. This time you will see that the minute hand is pointing towards the 6. It has gone halfway around the clock. When our minute hand is pointing to the 6, we say this is half past. And I can see that my hour hand has gone just past the 9, but not quite reached the 10. So we would read this as 9:30. Can you read the times on these two clocks before I show you how to work it out? So let's have a look at the first time. You can see that our minute hand has moved from the 12. And it's gone a quarter of the way around the clock. It's gone past o'clock, so we call this quarter past. When we look at the minute hand, we can see that it's gone just past the 5, so we would read this as 5:15. If we have a look at the second time, our clock has moved on, so it's gone past 5:30, and the minute hand has now moved to the 9. If we look at this carefully, we can see that there's now a quarter of the way to go to the next hour. So when it's pointing to a 9, we call this 1:45. If we have a look at the hour hand, we can see that it's nearly at the 6. So we would read this as 5:45. Now I have a game that you can play. This game has got 5 different levels, but for today's lesson, you'll want to play with levels 1, 2 and 3. Next week, we'll have a look at level 4. Have fun!